Hi, and welcome to the Love Your Liver workshop. I'm Tami Jersey Roberts, functional nutrition counselor, and I'm so happy that you're here. Our liver is super, super important. I'm sure you know that, or you wouldn't be watching this. It has over 500 functions, and I'm not going to, of course, talk about all of them right now. I don't even think I know what all of them are, but we're going to be talking about the ones that matter to us and our digestion and in the functions that I usually work with, in the frameworks I usually work with in losing weight, balancing blood sugar, and just overall feeling good, getting your health back. Our liver is just incredible. All of the blood in our body gets filtered through our liver every 3 minutes. That's just amazing. So in the time that I've been talking to you right now, all of the blood in our body has filtered through our liver. That is, if our liver is working optimally. If it's clogged up, we have different pathways that do different things, and our liver needs to be able to filter out our toxins. And I'm just going to be talking a lot more about that in that workshop. So instead of me just blabbing on right now, I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen and just get right into it. So again, welcome to the Love Your Liver workshop. Believe this is the right screen. Here we go again. Okay, hopefully you can see that. And I don't have the right screen here, so let me find it. I think this is it. Okay, so welcome to the Love Your Liver workshop. Again, I'm Tami Jersey Roberts, certified functional nutrition counselor through the Functional Nutrition Alliance with Andrea Nakayama. And learning to love my liver was a game changer in my overall health. And it was key to me reversing chronic illnesses that I struggled with. I struggled with these for years, including type 2 diabetes, non-alcoholic fatty liver, sleep apnea, weight loss. I mean, just on and on. And then there were some things that it helped me with that aren't even something that you can get a diagnosis for, but it's just overall health. Just feel amazing right now. And some of the benefits of supporting your liver include glowing skin. Like, whoever thought your liver would have anything to do with glowing skin? Easier digestion, peaceful sleep, mental clarity, blood sugar balance, immune boosting, natural weight management, and natural toxin reduction. I mean, it's amazing. So what does your liver do? I mentioned in the introduction that the liver has over 500 functions, but these are the 6 that I'm going to talk about today. The liver cleanses your blood. Every 3 minutes, all of the blood in your body gets filtered through your liver. And in that process, it's removing toxins from your bloodstream. At least it's supposed to be, if it's working properly. It produces bile, which is important for your digestion. And part of that bile is what the toxins are put into so that your body can release them. So all of the systems, of course, as you know already, I've talked about this many, many times, that everything is connected. It's not just one thing. It's not just your liver. It's everything your liver's doing is connected to every other system that you have. And so your liver is what processes the nutrients from the food you eat. And it also builds the proteins that you need. And this is just 6 of the functions. There's many, many others. So why is it important to detox the liver? So this increases your liver's function, the functionality of your liver when you detox it. And it opens you up for natural daily detoxification. This happens without us doing anything, as long as everything's working properly. So when you intentionally detox it, and once a year on the liver is a good idea, and spring is the ideal time, but it can be anytime. It helps you eliminate the toxic buildup. There's some toxins that they just want to hang around. They just want to hang out in your liver and clog up your elimination pathways, and they want to store in your fat cells. It's just, a toxic buildup. We're exposed to zillions and zillions of toxins. And it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but on average, a woman is exposed to more than 1,000 toxins before she even leaves her house in the morning. I mean, they're in our shampoos, in our shower gels, in our lotions, in our clothes, in our beds, in our dry cleaning chemicals. I mean, our makeup, our toothpaste. I mean, that's not really what I wanted to get sidetracked on for this slide, but we need to cleanse and detox 4 times a year. And one of the best times to do that with your liver is in the spring. So supporting the liver helps in releasing that stubborn weight. This is going to be especially helpful for you if you've been overweight for more than 10 years. Having more energy all day, every day. Oh my goodness, it's incredible how you'll start to feel after just one day on a liver detox. Just your energy goes way up and you just feel fantastic. And you kick the cravings to the curb. No more cravings. You boost your mental clarity and your productivity. Your skin clears up. It just starts glowing and shining. Your digestion improves. You increase your immunity and balancing your hormones. Hormones go through a 4-stage cycle, and the very last cycle is to eliminate old hormones, the ones that are already used up by your body. And so they can get clogged up in the liver, and these pathways that let the old hormones go can get clogged up. And so a liver detox can help you get those old hormones out of your system. A lot of people, a lot of women over the age of 40, 45 or so, they end up where they have what they call estrogen dominance. And it's not really that you have too much estrogen, it's that you don't have enough progesterone to balance it out. All the hormones need to be in balance. And so one of the first things that you would do is a liver detox to eliminate the old used up estrogen hormones. You don't want them recirculating back into your bloodstream because they end up in your fat cells. So letting them go, like we're going to be eating foods and things like that. I'm going to be talking about that, actually release them and how to actually let them go, how you actually let them go. So I don't want to make it all complicated, but a liver detox is definitely something you want to look at if you feel like your hormones are out of balance. So symptoms that you have a toxic liver could be extreme fatigue, depression, headaches, digestive distress, hormone imbalances that I just talked about. If you get frequent colds, disrupted sleep, like you can't sleep through the night, if you have weight gain that you just can't seem to get rid of, skin issues like acne, eczema, just different things going on with your skin, even if you don't have a diagnosis of that. Brain fog. Ooh, that's a big one, brain fog. If your nails are brittle, bloating, gas, low libido, if you completely lost your sex drive, that could be a sign of a toxic liver. So a toxic liver can lead to different diseases and disorders. Allergies. Oh my goodness. Seasonal allergies tie directly back to the health of your liver. Asthma, blood sugar imbalances. I know that I have quite a few clients and people that I'm working with that have been doing the sugar mastery program, and they're doing everything right. I mean, everything right 80% of the time, but their blood sugar is not going into balance. So this can be a sign that your liver is still a little bit clogged up, that you still need to do some detox on that liver. Obesity is another sign or another thing that a toxic liver can lead to. Fibromyalgia, fertility problems, cancer, autoimmune diseases. And this is just the short list. There's a lot of other ones. So you're exposed to toxins, like I was talking about earlier. Everything around us is toxins. And yes, normally our body just takes care of it and we don't have to do anything special. However, the world that we live in right now is just overloaded with them. They're over, I think it was over 80,000 named chemicals now that are in and around our environment. And most of them are not tested for human safety. And even the ones that are tested, they're not tested as far as the compilation of them all at once on us. Like one of the toxins may be okay in a low level, but it's not talking about the accumulation of one on top of another, on top of another, on top of another, especially when you just even look at a tube of toothpaste. It could have 15 to 17 different chemicals in one tube of toothpaste. It's really ridiculous, but anyway, when we could just be using baking soda or something like that. But I'm not going to get bisphenol is the one too. Bisphenol A is what's in our plastic drinking bottles, and it's not only the water, it's the soda. I mean, this BPA is everywhere. And let me go off screen 1 second because I want to mention something else about this bisphenol. Oh boy, if I can figure out how to get off screen. There we go. Yes, bisphenol A, BPA. This is chronic in our society. This is what the chemical that's in our plastics. And we've been hearing about it for a while, but there are several new studies that have come out saying that this is directly related to obesity. It's considered an obesogen chemical, which means that BPA is a chemical that when you ingest it, or even when you're exposed to it by handling it, touching it, I mean, and it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And one of the things that you can do is make sure your liver is cleaned out so you can just naturally detox it. But an overload on this is this chemical will actually, your body, to protect you from it, will create new fat cells that will store the BPA. And I'm not talking about this to frighten you, because there are things that we can do to release this, but I'm mentioning it here because if you've been overweight for more than 10 years, it's a very good possibility that your body is storing these obesogen chemicals. And we're going to be talking about how to actually get rid of them. Let them go once and for all. So let me go back on my screen share. Oh boy. I don't know if this is the right one or not. No. Okay. Not doing that again. Okay. I think we're back. I don't know. Anyway, we're exposed to a lot of toxins, and these toxins accumulate. So they, we can't avoid all of them. They're in our air, they're in the water, they're in pesticides, herbicides, steroids, they're in our home products, they're in our beauty products. I mean, they're everywhere. And so sugar, this is a huge liver toxin. Sugar reacts like cocaine in our brain. It leads to digestive issues and blood sugar imbalances and even diabetes. Hidden sugars can be found in most boxed, canned, and bottled food items. I'm talking about the processed food. A lot of them have hidden sugars. Sugar has over 75 different names that manufacturers use to try to disguise what they're putting in the food. So, eating to support your liver. Here are the main foods that you can eat to support your liver. I'm going to say a caveat on a couple of them, or one of them, I think. Garlic. If you eat garlic with every single meal, your liver is going to be working fantastic. Even if you do it 2 out of 3 meals a day. Carrots are great for detoxifying your liver. Broccoli is magical in phase 1 and phase 2 liver detoxification, upregulates them both. Broccoli is fantastic. Now, grapefruit is really good if you're not on any medications. Grapefruit will mess with you if you are taking a whole bunch of medications, different types of medications, and I'm not going to go into what they all are right now, but usually what I say is if you're taking prescription medications, just skip the grapefruit. Just skip it, because there's just too many things that can interact with that medication, or too many reactions that you could have, and it's just not worth it. So skip the grapefruit if you take medications. Dandelion root tea is excellent for getting that liver detoxification going. And this is the dandelion root tea, the one that's made out of the dandelion roots. The dandelion leaf tea is for balancing kidney function. So that's a different thing. So you want the dandelion root tea. Leafy green vegetables, the dark leafy green vegetables has all that wonderful stuff. Avocados are on my plans. Every single plan that I have, avocados are there. And if you get one avocado a day, it's just kind of makes your skin glow and makes everything else work properly. Apples, any kind of apples. I really prefer the green apples if I'm trying to lose weight, but any apples are fine. Extra virgin olive oil, we know that we don't cook with that. Lemons. Yes, if you've been hanging around me anytime, you know that we drink lemon water in the morning. Going to be talking more about that in this presentation too. Lemon water in the morning, squeeze the juice of one lemon into a couple cups of water. And I do that at room temperature. I think it's good, or you can warm it up if you want, but you can also put in a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Actually, I've got a recipe in this presentation that we'll get to. Limes are excellent. Turmeric. Yes, turmeric actually upregulates phase 2 detoxification. And then cabbage, kimchi, sauerkraut, the probiotic foods, they really, really help in the liver, support your liver. So you'll notice that many of my programs, we have these foods, and this is why, because we're supporting every system and every organ in our body. And this is why a lot of people want to know why we're eating certain things or why we're not eating certain things. And this is what this is about. We're deep diving on our liver. And so let's love our liver. So of course we want to do clean food prepping. So use stainless steel or glass drinking container to reduce or eliminate all your plastic. Many of you have one of these 32-ounce bottle, and this is a BPA free straw. So we want to just start, when we replace things, don't get the plastic anymore. When replace storage containers and things like that, don't get the plastic anymore. Get glass or stainless steel. Store your food in non-plastic containers and don't use plastic bags whenever possible. And you never want to microwave in plastic containers because the plastic will actually get into the food. I've seen people that have microwaved in styrofoam dishes, and the styrofoam melts into their food, and then they eat it anyway. No. And you probably seen the old plastic food storage things that people have microwaved things like spaghetti in or whatever, and you see the food that's actually cooked right into the plastic. So anyway, just never microwave in plastic containers, and use BPA free plastic containers. We've already talked about that, but mason jars are pretty much amazing. You can freeze in them, you can put them in the refrigerator, you can can in them. You could just, I just have a case of the quart jars and some of the pint-sized jars and some of the 2-quart jars because they're just so amazing. I use the wide lid ones, so all the lids and everything's interchangeable, but you can see what's in it. It's just so many good things about it, and they're easy and they're not expensive. So be aware of the Dirty Dozen. I'm sure that you've probably seen this before in the Facebook group, but there's a group called EWG that publishes every year the fruits and vegetables that are the most heavily sprayed with pesticides, herbicides. And the Dirty Dozen are right here for now. They're peaches, apples, sweet bell peppers, celery, pears, cherries, strawberries, nectarines, grapes, spinach, lettuce, and potatoes. So if you're buying these you want to buy organic if possible. The other ones that have a shell on them or they have some kind of protection, or you're not one of these 12, then you don't necessarily need to buy organic. But if for some reason that you can't buy these organic, you want to make sure that you wash them really, really well. So what I'll do is soak them in vinegar water, or soak them in baking soda water, or I can also soak them in super high alkaline water, like 11.0 alkaline water, that you don't drink that water, but you can see the pesticides and herbicides dissolve right off of fruits and vegetables. And I want you to take note on this slide too, that lemons are not on here. So I don't want you to, we're using a lot of lemons, and we're using a lot of avocados is the second one. So you do not necessarily need to buy those in organic. Just buy the regular ones, because we're using those. We're using a lot of those. So lessen the load in your home. So whenever you can, switch to natural household and personal care products. Always read the labels and check the ingredients. Remember that your liver has to process all the toxins coming into contact with your body day in and day out. If you think about it this way, every single thing that you smell has to be processed by your liver. Every toxin and chemical in your environment has to be processed by your liver. And that's what our liver does. I mean, that's what it was born to do. And so that's all fine, but it can get overloaded. And sometimes you just need to take a break and detox it, cleanse it, which spring is the great time of year for that. And of course, you want to be hydrating with water. Water hydrates and lubricates your body. It moves the vital nutrients through the body. If you don't have enough water, your nutrients are not circulating. And it also helps to remove the waste and eliminate the toxins. You've got to have your urine flowing, because that's where the toxins are coming out, through your urine. A lot of them are water soluble or fat soluble. The water soluble toxins is what your liver turns them, many of the toxins, into water soluble. And those are flowing out of through your kidneys and your urinary system. So your urine, you're peeing them out basically. And you've got to have plenty of water going on to help that. And so I usually recommend that people are drinking, 80 ounces of water a day, especially when they're doing the 2-week detox program with me or something like that. You need to have that water flowing, because we're letting the toxins out and we're releasing them, but they've got to eliminate from the body. So water also helps regulate your body temperature, and water helps with your digestion, and it promotes a healthy poop. Also, we talked about urine, but it also helps promote poop. And it helps you maintain a healthy weight naturally, because you're not holding on to stuff. The water helps you let it go. So here's a fun lemon water elixir recipe. Just take 1 cup of room temperature water, the juice of 1 lemon, 1 tablespoon of Bragg's raw apple cider vinegar. That's the one with the mother on the label. A couple of drops of stevia or monk fruit, some sea salt, and a little bit of cinnamon. And just mix this up. And this formula, do this first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. It just stimulates your digestion. It releases the toxins from your liver. It jumpstarts your digestive enzymes, and it's loaded with vitamin C. So definitely write this down real quick. Take a screenshot. Give you a second here. I'll post this in the Facebook group too. So what is a safe liver cleanse? A safe and effective detox protocol should involve these 4 elements. And I've seen many, many of them that do not. So be careful with that, because you don't want to release toxins and not have them eliminate properly, because you'll feel sick, you'll get headaches. They can just recirculate in your bloodstream, and you just store them right back in your fat. So you want a gradual approach that reduces inflammation and lessens the toxic load in your body. And you want to do this using real whole foods. You want to reduce sugar and caffeine addictions. So we're going to be cutting back on sugar and caffeine. And you want to involve foods and protein that support the body's detoxification and elimination processes without feeling deprived. Just have to mention this, but I've seen some detox type protocols or plans that you do nothing but juice for 15, 20 days, 30 days. And I'm all for juicing. I love juicing, but juicing does not have the proteins that your liver needs in order to detox properly. Your detoxification and your elimination processes in your body, they need protein, and juices do not give you that. So I just don't recommend them at all, unless, well, you could talk to me about it if you have one that you really like, but most likely, I love juices, but they're like a 1 or 2 times a day thing, not for 3, 7, 30 days, not something like that. So okay, you want to crowd out, you want a safe liver cleanse that crowds out the foods that wreak havoc on your system, while at the same time you're nourishing your body. So here's a simple daily detox tool, tongue scraping. You may have heard of this before. A lot of people already do this, and you can brush your tongue, of course, with your toothbrush, but there are tools that you can buy that are actually called tongue scrapers, and they're either metal or plastic, but they actually remove the bacteria that can lead to poor digestion and liver stagnation. So in the mornings and in the evenings, you just, brush your teeth like normal, brush your tongue, swish that around, and then you take the tongue scraper and you just scrape off all that gunk that's on your tongue. You don't want to swallow that, because it can lead to poor digestion and liver stagnation. So it involves enough foods and protein to support the body in detoxification and elimination process without deprivation. Oops, typo. I don't know why that got there, but anyway, tongue scraping. In tongue scraping, it's weird. It actually reduces sugar and caffeine cravings. So if you'd like to cleanse the liver with me, I'm running a group program starting on April 3rd. We're going to go for 2 weeks. Our kickoff is going to be March 29th on Zoom, but it's the complete spring cleanse and detox program. It's a 14-day program The kickoff date again is going to be April 3rd. This is 2022 I'm talking about. And you can register at tammyroberts.com/spring detox to get the early bird price. The regular price is $147. The early bird price is $97. And you're going to get, well, you'll see on the page everything that you're going to get. But on March 31st, I'm pulling the early bird special down. So sign up in March to get the early bird pricing for this. There's several bonuses and things like that. But again, you go to tammyroberts.com/spring detox. So I'm looking forward to doing this with you. Again, tammyroberts.com/spring detox. And I'm so excited that we're doing this together. We always have so much fun on our group programs. And for some reason, I can't get this to go off my screen. But anyway, love your liver. No matter what you do about the detox, just pay attention to what I'm talking about. And I hope you do something to love your liver today.